picture this. Hi, Dame. Hi, Kristen. Hello.
Hello.
Is Kristen back on her mic or not, Dame?
I don't think so.
Kristen, turn on your microphone.
It is on.
Well, you're not picking it up.
Tap the mic.
It never does this.
Well,
Hold on.
Certainly not doing it today. Dame, picture this.
Picturing.
Shower handle while I'm showering. Sorry for the visual, everyone, but just saved you some calories. Falls off.
Yeah.
Okay. You with me?
Yeah.
How's the visual for you? I've been working out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. Everyone calm down. I started shushing everyone else in the shower. And I got out of the shower and I was like, I go downstairs, like, honey, shower broke. I can fix this. So I go to the hardware store. I get a new handle and a new shower cartridge. Okay, like a new valve cartridge. It's a Moen 1222.
Those are good.
So, Dame, I'm in there. Kristen, is your sound back?
Is it back?
It will be after it warms up. Yeah.
Okay. Good deal.
Guys, this show is so successful that we use equipment from the 1970s just to prove that we don't need. So, Dame, I'm in the repair, okay? And I want to talk to you. This is an 18-year-old house. There had been some leakage behind the situation there for a while. So we got some corrosion. So, Kristen, first thing I do is I go grab a jug of white distilled vinegar. Do you keep that handy in your home?
Yeah, actually we do.
Kristen?
Yes.
Kristen, can you just like say a sentence so your mic eventually warms up here?
What you want me to do?
Keep going. Keep talking.
What I find funny is that Jameson says in the comments that it was fine. So
no, Jameson, here's the thing. You have an untrained ear, although you have an artistic hand. It was her desktop mic. It's much better now.
We need to pause your story, Pete. I'm sorry. There's breaking news in the comments.
Yes. Oh, holy cow. This one?
Yep, that's the one.
Ladies and gentlemen, listener who at CMC, is it Christian McCaffrey? Christian McCaffrey, 279. Happy Friday. My public service loan forgiveness came through. $135,000 from undergrad and grad school. Ladies and gentlemen, forgiven.
That's insane.
Yep. Forever.
Congratulations.
Yeah, huge win. Enjoy your weekend.
Can you let us know what your monthly payment was? I'd love to know that if you would drop that in the chat. Congrats. That's life-changing. I mean, 6-figure net worth change overnight, 120 qualified payments. Dame, were we involved with that?
If we figure out who CMC 279 is, perhaps, but to my knowledge, probably not.
Kristen, I'm soaking this valve in white distilled vinegar. Then I grab some WD-40 and just start spraying just to think of my grandfather. Like, I don't know if I was supposed to do that, but it's just like my grandpa like lived and died by that stuff. And so I started spraying it all over the place. Put a little muscle in. I've been working out for 11 months. Damn, it starts happening. Step 1, pull off. Next 2, I got to pull off this little pin situation. I don't know what anything's called. I'm just going by feel. I grew up in a plumbing family. Like, this is natural. I'm like a baby panda finding its mother's milk for the first time, right?
Yeah.
Kind of, sort of. So I get this pin loose. And now it's just time for the cartridge yank, okay? Which is a whole thing. And it's supposed to be hard. So I'm getting in there. I'm pulling. And I can feel my manliness recovering after, 30 years of low T or so. And I'm pulling. And I'm pulling and I'm stuck and it's stuck and I'm stuck at that last step. And here's the thing. Oh, here's not the other side of that step. You pull one out, you put the new one in, you button everything back up and it's done. I'm 94 seconds away from the finish of this repair, of which I get to go downstairs to my wife and say, yeah, I got it. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Because a couple hours before I went downstairs and I was like, hey, I think I got this. But to be able to say I did it.
Mm-hmm.
Dame, does this not make you think of the great refrigerator repair from a few years ago?
Exactly what I was thinking about.
I'm going to think I might have the part from the refrigerator here in my office. I feel like I kept it as a memento. Indeed, I did not. Anyway, so Dame, stock. Got to call the plumber.
Oh.
$700.
Now, were you still naked the whole time? Because you never said you got back dressed.
That is a really good point. I'll say when the plumber showed up, there was a stiffer westward wind when I opened that door than I originally had expected. Happy New Year, everyone. First real show of the new year because Kristen's here. Kristen, you know, the headquarters holiday party is next Friday because in this year, 2026, these modern days, we have our holiday party, our night. You bring your special loved person next Friday night because that's what people do now. They have them after the holidays. Do you know these things?
I was not aware of this. No.
You're always invited, of course. So now it's the +1 season, guys, because we got some young singles in the office, correct?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not naming names.
Oh no.
But there is a +1 on the horizon, and I learned of this morning. Someone's bringing a +1, and it has given me life. And then I had to assure this person that I'll keep it cool. That I won't mess it up for them. And so Dame, a wingman like me for this young man, what are we thinking? Do you think it's a good thing?
Potentially. I mean, somebody could be just so smitten with your humor that you draw the attention away from that individual, just your magnetism. So, just keep it on the level. Make sure that you refocus all of it back to that individual.
I will note. Now I'll leave it there. I have so much more to share, but look, I love this person, so I don't want to reveal too much, but I'll just tell you that I'm both very excited and I don't want to mess it up for them.
What are the odds you think you mess it up?
I don't know. I lack self-awareness around people that age. Christian McCaffrey just notes, just got involved listening to the show. Okay. Income-based originally at $800 a month, then $0 during COVID. Perfect play. That's 31 months of free spaces. Then $500 during save and was going to go up to $1,200 under the new income-based plan. Holy moly. $14,000 a year of cash flow savings for none other than Christian McCaffrey. For those that don't know, that's not Christian McCaffrey. He is a football player.
We don't know.
Chris, I'm a little shot out of cannon this morning. I have been sick all week, just at home, having a sip of coffee in the morning. This morning made it back into the gym and had some pre-workout. So there's caffeine levels flowing through these veins that have not flown through in some 168 hours. And the listener benefits.
Do they?
I don't know. Airlock sound was extra long. Must mean it'll be a great year. Thanks, Andy. Kristen, before we get started, anything of note that we want to put out there?
As far as
I don't know. I mean, it's just open. You could be like, aliens don't exist or whatever. Do you have anything you want to say out loud?
Oh, I'm not falling for that. I know what you think that I should say.
Kristen with the Kristen will give hot takes before the show starts that leave Dame and I so shook that we don't know what to do. And there was one this morning that I don't even know what to do. I feel like I can't even repeat it.
There would be riots in the streets.
All right, Kristen, can I share it?
No.
It's not political at all. So if your mind went that way, do not. It was not.
Yeah, there are other things to be mad about in this world besides politics. And this has nothing to do with politics.
I mean, it's such a hot take. Can I share it when I leave my office to our coworkers?
Absolutely not.
Oh, okay.
That might be worse.
I don't know. Anyway, it'll be quite the dinner conversation at my home tonight.
No
All right. Let's start the show. Oh, lots of excitement today.
Oh, yeah.
We've got a fun topic. If you do have to take on debt, we're going to rank them kind of from, I'm probably just going to argue about from least bad to absolutely not. Okay. We'll do that. Then between segments 1 and 2, stock picks for 2025, the winners and losers and the losers of the winners and the winners of the losers will be revealed. Dame says it's a doozy, which means I won.
Indeed.
And then we will pick our picks for 2026 between segments 2 and 3. And I will just wingman all of my colleagues through every holiday party. forever. I want to tell you so much more there, but I just have too much love for young brother to just do that to him on this show with dozens of people listening. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. This week on the Pete the Planner Show, we answer your money questions. Here's how the show works. You email us, askpete@peteplanner.com. That's askpete@peteplanner.com. And here's what will happen. We will make an entire radio show and podcast out of your question. Now, I'll tell you this. Right now, you're listening on the radio, one of your favorite talk radio stations on the weekend somewhere in this country. However, if you want to deepen your relationship with this moment, you can also listen to our podcast. It's called The Pete the Planner Show. You can actually watch this. Like right now, I just moved my right hand. And if you were watching that, you would have seen it at youtube.com/Pete the Planner. A little bit of a raspy Lindsay Lohan Parent Trap voice today as I recover from what was a near-death experience, also known as the common cold. Joining me today is Kristen Elanius, mother of Maggie. Hello, Kristen.
Hello, Pete.
Damian Dunn, no relation, no hermanos. Hola, hermano.
Hola.
All right. This week on the show, Dame, every once in a while, life serves you up a situation. I'm kind of liking the raspiness. I feel like Steve-O,
Okay. All right.
Were you thinking it too?
No, that is not what I was thinking. It's like, man, that guy needs to clear his throat.
Every once in a while, life serves you a situation in which you need a bunch of money and you don't have a bunch of money. I mean, people are hearing this, Dame, they're thinking, yeah, literally, it's called every day of my life, right? Alas. What we're going to do today is talk about how to get to money via debt the least damaging way possible if you got no money. Is that a good characterization of the show, Damian?
Yeah, I think it's not too far off. I mean, basically, if you need the cash, you don't have anything to sell, you don't have enough time to get it through a side hustle or whatever it might be. How are you going to get it? There are more preferable ways, I guess you could say it, to get your hands on that cash. And there are some that are just not good ideas. So we're going to try and distill between the two and probably have some disagreement along the way.
Kristen, I am high energy today, but you are feisty today. Pre-show Slack suggesting that you're going to mix it up during today's show as you feel like you have some hot debt takes that you wanted to share.
I just feel like maybe I looked through the debt options with a slightly different perspective in the new year. And it'll be interesting to see if you guys want to remove me from the show or if you can nod your head in agreement and be like, okay, she might have something here.
I didn't know that was an option. Dame, do you want to give us the framework of how we're going to do this?
Yeah, so did a little pre-show planning, which is not new for some of us. Trying to figure this out. What are the different kinds of debt that we could relatively easily get our hands on if we needed this? Then we did something that we do every once in a while. We threw it into GPT. We said, hey, what do you think about this? It gave us its opinions. And I think part of what we're going to do is maybe beat up on GPT a little bit and say, you know what, this is maybe a little bit off and it's not quite the good idea that it might be presented in here. So it might draw a little bit of more distinction between human advice, AI advice, and trying to figure out what's right for your specific situation. So, Pete, if you want to dig in a little bit, we certainly can, or we can get started on the list.
Well, I mean, Kristen, I think it's a couple of additional things worth mentioning. It's like, let's set up a scenario in which someone might need money. I mean, we all encounter this every day, so it's not that hard. But we're talking something like an emergency, like a car repair, or your cat gets in a gang war.
Field tile needs repaired.
Field tile. Just so you know, because we have rural listeners and urban listeners, field tile is not, as I've learned pre-show, a situation in which you have a field and then you put ceramic tile down on that field.
Correct.
And that is not an expensive repair. It's something different, Kristen.
It is a little bit different. You were pretty close, though.
Okay. And then home or medical issues. Field tile apparently is a home issue for some. Kristen, how much should behavior come into this discussion today about good and bad types of debt to take?
I think that the behavior is where we might argue, because some of these debts from a textbook perspective are so obviously bad. But what we don't always take into consideration is what behaviors someone has presented in the past, and just like kind of their personality and their tendencies and how they think and feel about money. To me, behavior is the heart of the decision-making process when it comes to which debt should you leverage.
Yeah, Dame, that's a really good point, that despite the fact that this outline exists, and had I possibly read it, I would know that. But I hadn't thought about that, because some of these things, if you break the glass and pull the handle or whatever the idiom I'm going for there, and your behavior exists in its current state that got you into that jam, you're about to make your life a lot worse. Now, if it wasn't a behavior-based challenge that got you in this situation and you pull that handle, it's a completely different outcome. We can't gloss over that.
No, absolutely not. And that was one of the things I was pretty sure we were going to stumble upon during this show today, is that there are a number of reasons that you would dip into one of these kinds of debt. But if you find that it's based on personal decisions that you're making, not out of necessity, but out of just strictly desire, or you want to go do this, now we've got a bigger issue. And if there are some that are easier access than others, we've got a big problem.
All right, let's get after it. Now, ChatGPT suggests that we're going to go in order today from the least bad to really bad. And I think this is where it's going to go off the rails really, really, really fast. Home equity line of credit. That is suggested by a robot created by nerds that suggests that, hey, just borrow against your home equity when something goes wrong. Kristen, I'm going to let you have the first swing at the pinata here.
I think this is one of the worst options,
terrible
to
idea.
be honest. But to be fair, I do think the origination of the debt is important here. Like, if you have a lot of home equity and you have a major home repair, I mean, is it the worst thing to leverage the equity in your home to fix the thing that your home needs? I mean, it almost feels like the best fit. Now, would I use a line of credit versus a home equity loan? Probably not. And I don't know if home equity loan is on this list, because I too did not really read it. But I think a home equity line of credit is really dangerous.
Dame, the other element here is, it's like, what if someone's in debt and doesn't have a home or equity?
Yeah. I mean, in theory, the rates are going to be cheap because it's a collateralized loan at this point. So it's going to be as about affordable as you can get when you're trying to get into credit. But it's your home that you've got up, and these used to be a lot more popular a number of years ago, when you could write off the interest for virtually anything on home equity loans. So it wasn't uncommon to hear people go out and take out home equity stuff to get kids through college, because at least they could write the interest off if they were itemizing on their taxes. That's no longer the case. In fact, there's only one issue, or one time I should say, that you can use the write-off for interest on these loans, is if you're doing exactly what Kristen said, using those dollars for repairs or modification of your house at that point. So they're not nearly as flexible as they used to be. And if you can't make those payments, you're going to be in trouble.
Yeah. Before we go to the break, which is 20 seconds, longtime listener Jason Brown notes, I feel like everyone I know opens HELOCs to make upgrades to their home. It just feels like a way to keep your mortgage around forever. Yeah. Well said. It's like, my point is to eventually own my home, not just to keep carrying debt on it. So it's with that. We'll come back after the break with what might be the worst idea that we have today, the family loan. All of that is next on the Pete the Planner Show. I'm Pete the Planner. It is the moment you've all been waiting for, the Peter Awards. That's not what we call any of this, right? Have you ever won a Peter
Award? I have no idea.
I just made it up. Let's pass on it. Kristen, we do stock picks every year for entertainment purposes only. Dame, disclaimer, please.
These stock picks are for entertainment purposes only. They are not financial advice. And if you thought they might be, you will find out really quick that you shouldn't listen to us, at least in the year of our Lord 2025, because, well, we showed that we were human across the board on these. So don't listen, just laugh, just enjoy.
This is for information purposes only. It's not the Swiss financial planning device. Consult a financial advisor.
Thank you, Ollie.
That person is taking the SATs next month. Oh, geez. I've got a good story post show for you guys.
Excellent.
Oh boy.
Sorry. All right. So we made picks. Here we go.
Oh, I'm so scared.
Let's go with stock of the year. Who did people choose? Who won? What do we got?
Winners, picks for the year 2025. Pete, you chose ConocoPhillips.
ConocoPhillips, just a little late on the invasion of a sovereign nation.
You were down 1.71% for the year.
For down 1.7 as winner?
As your winner. You lost money on your winner for the year.
Wow, I was just a little late to the party. I got advanced knowledge on some activity. Anyway, go ahead.
Kristen, you chose Flutter, which is kind of a holding of a lot of online gambling sites kind of wrap up into that one, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, you do. And I forgot that that's what I picked. It wasn't a good year for the sports betting.
Well, I can confirm that. You were down 24.7% for the year. 24.7% for the year.
How's that possible? It's too many. They buy too many ads.
Well, it could be. You can go to their board meeting and complain.
Can I make a prediction that Kristen's best pick is worse than her worst pick?
You can make that prediction.
Okay,
It
Dane, what is your
probably
pick?
is.
What is your pick of the year?
I chose Vera Bradley on a hunch that there was going to be some movement there, that there might be a sale and get a premium for the stock as they sold into somebody else's portfolio. That didn't happen. Pete, if you had to guess, was I down more or less than Kristen?
Oh, much more. And you thought you had the pick in the bag.
Yeah, I got that. Kristen, more or less than you?
I think you're down more than me. I think we're probably very dangerously close to penny stock territory, but I will stand by your pick. For purposes of this show,
Only.
I thought it was so good. So even if you lost, I still commend the pick.
Kristen, you were down as a reminder. Please pause.
Please
pause. You know what? I was still on the live page, not the static page. Pete, you were actually down 6.3% for the year. 6.3%. Kristen, you were down only 16.6% for the year. Had a tough open to the year. I was down 38.5%. 38.5%.
I won. How much?
You won by losing the least.
That's
We're gonna do losers this break too.
Oh, we're doing them all. Yeah, and then next break we're doing our picks for this year.
So our picks for the companies that we're going to lose money this year. Pete, do you remember who you chose?
Yep.
General Motors, big old GM. Pete, your loser was up 52% for the year.
This is for information purposes only. It's not the Swiss financial planning device. Consult a financial advisor.
Kristen, you chose Sirius XM. You had some good logic, good rationale behind it. You were down 12.5%.
Oh.
Down 12.5%. Not as much as your winner, but down 12.5% for the year.
I was right about that.
Listen, and if Warren Buffett wouldn't have bought more of it at the start of the year, it would have been worse. I blame him.
Blame a 200-year-old. Good job.
I chose Solar Edge, a solar panel company. You know, Trump backing out of the Paris Accords, trying to get away from clean energy. It seemed like a pretty reasonable pick.
It's got to be up.
Up 105%.
This is for information purposes only. It's not the Swiss financial planning device. Consult a financial advisor.
All right, S&P picks for the last year.
Yep. Pete, you chose 11. I chose 8. Kristen, you chose 12. S&P was up, not counting dividends, 15.7.
So Kristen wins because she prices righted me.
No, she picked 12. You picked 11. She was closer.
No,
Yeah, beat you by a
Dollar you.
it feels dishonest.
I win
You win.
again.
Well, two out of 3. So yeah, you're the majority wins.
Yeah, I share this take publicly from before the show. You lose. You know what I'm saying? Let's go back to the radio show in 3, 2, 1. Back on the Pete the Planner show. Quick break for you. If you want to find out what we do during the breaks, by all means, download the Pete the Planner podcast. Hope you're having a good weekend riding around with your family in the middle of January. I do mean that. I don't mean to be insincere. Dame, what we're doing is we're talking about types of debt that a person might take on in the event that they have the need for instant cash. And we asked AI, ChatGPT more specifically, to list the types of loans people can take and access from least bad to terrible. And the first one they gave us was a home equity line of credit. And we do not like that answer, especially as the best answer delivered by AI. And the next one they served us up makes Thanksgiving worse than normal, a family loan, Dame. So why don't you have the first swing at the piñata? What do you think about as the second best option, asking grandma for some of that gin-soaked raisin money?
Everybody thinks they're the exception to this one. A family loan, of course, they're horrible ideas, but not for me, because I've got great relationships with my parents or whoever, and they've got plenty of money, and they're going to give it to me anyway, and I'll pay them back because I'm just a little bump in the road. I can't count the number of times that we've talked to people where it doesn't go that way. It's always just listed in line with every other debt, because it's never the only debt. There are other ones, whether it's credit card debt or personal loans with banks or whatever it is, and they're just another creditor in that. And you are risking family dynamics every time you take a family loan out. It is never a lock solid bet unless it's a gift, because if it's just a gift, then it is what it is. But if your intention is to pay that back, you run the risk of major family turmoil.
Dame, I get the sense that Kristen's going to be a softie on this one.
I am not, actually. I actually, not only would I double down on Dame's take, but I think even in instances where it's a gift, so often we see it as a safety net that doesn't allow someone to live up to their full financial potential, because it's like in the back of your mind, that grandma or mom and dad or whoever has your back. And with having that safety net, we see people, again, not really fully spreading their wings when it comes to their personal finances.
Can we take this one step further with family loans?
Yes.
How do we connect family loans with parents paying for college with the expectation kids are going to pay them back?
That's a pretty big extension in my brain, at least. So I have no problem with a parent paying for college, clearly. But the question is, with the expectation that the parent gets repaid for paying for college.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a personal preference, but it sure is not my preference.
I think there's a lot of danger there. I mean, again, we talk to folks all the time with Parent Plus loans who, Junior's going to pay us back for these when they get on their feet. I will tell you anecdotally, it doesn't happen very often. You better plan on writing that loan into the ground until, it's not gonna happen. If you take that loan out as a parent, plan on paying for it, even if your kid promises they're going to pay it back.
Now, go please.
to be fair to the kids in those situations, I think a lot of the time, both the parents and the children think that that is legitimately how it's going to work out. Like, well, when our kid graduates, they're going to be able to afford to make this payment. And it's like, yeah, but then the reality of the magnitude of that payment hits and suddenly it's not feasible. So I don't think, in my anecdotal experience, most of the time people have their like heads and hearts in the right place. It's just that it doesn't always play out that way.
I used to be pretty hardcore on this one, like, don't do it. Here's what I've learned about personal finance advice as my children age. My hope is that I never have to loan my kids money. I hope that my kids don't ever loan family money. But things aren't always black and white, right? So, like, it's not my preference, especially if it's just like a common need for money, right? If it's like, hey, our field tile, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
You just call it a tile, probably, but
Okay.
yes.
Yeah, our tile needs pulled by yak. Now, how is there yakking involved with these?
An excavator, so close.
Okay, I don't know what the yak's name is. Excavator seems aggressive. You just don't know. So, like, I'm a hard no, but I'm also like, I'm softening in my old age. Lower T. I don't know. All right. Next up, personal loans. Now, personal loans is you just go to a lending institution and be like, hey, can I have a collateralized amount of money? I don't love this at all. Dame?
I'm curious as to why you don't love this at all. There's if you need cash, you're not putting anything else up for collateral at this point, and you're not securing it with anything. The interest rate's going to be a little bit higher, but hopefully that's a reminder as to why you don't want to do this very often. I would think that a personal loan is one of the better options on this list.
Let me clarify. I don't love it for a behavior-based issue. I don't mind it for life happens.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, this is assuming to get your hands on a personal loan that's anywhere close to reasonably affordable, you got to have good credit. You got to be in pretty good shape in those places. So for the folks who are, been through it financially speaking, and maybe they're rebuilding credit and they just need some help, personal loans, if you can get your hands on one, are going to be really pretty darn expensive, and you might not be able to get enough money to satisfy whatever you need the cash for. So it could be an incomplete solution at best for a lot of folks. And we've run into that a number of times recently with the people that we talked to at Your Moneyline. So personal loans, I'm not terribly opposed to them for the right situations. But Pete does bring up a good point that if there's a behavior related issue there, it's not going to go well.
All right, Kristen.
As far as this list goes, I mean, this is probably one of my top picks. To Dame's point, we're not leveraging an asset to accomplish this. You're not putting your home at risk. If your financial situation doesn't improve, it's like the easiest debt to get rid of if it would get to a situation of like bankruptcy. A personal loan versus any like line of credit is advantageous because that fixed monthly payment is going to force, hey, this debt is going to be paid off on this date at, or this month of this year. I think behaviorally, there's way more pros to the personal loan than the other options we've talked about so far.
Yeah, because at some point in time, we still got to solve the problem that a person needs money. I think we can't finish this show with us going, all of them are bad. Suck it up. Eat rice and beans. Like, we can't really necessarily do that. Which brings us to the mother of all alternative debt solution ideas, the 401k loan. I don't like it from 95% of causes. It is, to me, the ultimate great break glass in case of emergency at the very, very, very end, but well before payday loans. So let's do this. Knowing that that's coming, the topic coming back, 401k loans, as a listener, get your head around it. You're familiar. It's your money. It's your future use money. You can borrow from yourself and pay yourself interest. Well, what's wrong with that? We'll share an alternative view of that coming up after the break, right here on the Pete the Planner Show. I'm Pete the Planner. Stock picks of 2026. Are you guys ready?
No.
This is for information purposes only. It's not the Swiss financial planning device. Consult a financial advisor.
Kristen, ladies first, you get to choose which category you choose first on.
Let's go winner.
You want to choose winner first. Okay, Dame, you get to choose next. Which topic do you want to choose first?
Which topic do I want to choose from?
Category.
Category.
I'll choose winner.
No. She's choosing first and winner.
Oh.
You get to choose the other two. You get to choose first. Which one?
Oh. I still don't understand what you're saying here, so it's fine.
Do you want to go first for loser picks or S&P picks?
Oh, you know what? I'll go first for S&P.
Okay, great. Then I will go first for loser. Yeah, it was easy. Look at us.
Yeah, look at that.
Dozens and dozens of episodes together. Kristen,
Yeah.
what is your pick for stock of the year?
Going with Diamondback Energy.
Wow.
Diamondback Energy.
Got a ticker for that bad boy?
FANG.
Oh, love it.
Okay.
Be confused with Facebook Alphabet.
Yeah.
For clarification, we're doing this from January 1st.
Oh,
Yeah, sure. Why not?
I didn't look at their prices. So.
I haven't either.
I've not looked either. Okay, great. Well, so Dame, in real time, can you pull up bang,
Oh,
Yeah, 1 second.
year to date? This is where it goes off the rails fast.
down 12%.
Really?
FANG, Diamondback Energy, down 1.2% year to date.
Good start.
I can deal with that.
Yeah, I wouldn't be upset with that with a raging market. Dame, you're up next.
You know what? I took a swing last year for entertainment purposes only. Didn't work out so well for me. So I'm, you know what? I'm just going to go with some of the more established names. I'm going with Palantir this year. I think there's more on the bone. They had a relatively good year last year, being up 130 some percent. And with all of the happenings in the geopolitical world, I think there's room to grow. So Palantir for 2026. They are, because I know Pete's going to ask.
They were on my list.
They are up 3.2% already in this young year.
I'm losing.
I actually picked these about 2 weeks ago, randomly one day.
Okay.
So I have no idea how this is going to go. I believe data centers will continue to be everything, at least for the short term, until all of us are eliminated by household robots. So therefore, I think the infrastructure of building those buildings and like the ancillary elements of that boom are important. So I'm choosing Vertiv. They keep data centers from overheating and losing power, right? So Vertiv. VRT is the ticker, Dame. And fingers crossed.
So you're basically
Watch
doing
this
HVAC for data centers is what you are doing.
HVAC, it's exactly right.
V.
The margins are too thin.
Yeah.
They're up 0.21.
What?
For the year, up 0.21.
No, they're not. I'm looking at it right now.
I'm looking at it right now as well.
Year to date, up 8.48%.
I'm looking at Yahoo right now.
I'm looking at CNBC right now.
This is for information
Purposes only. Yeah.
They're up 8.48%.
You guys, one of you is looking at 1 year and one of you is looking at year to date.
Up 1 year, they're up 32%.
Yeah, I had 32% for the 1 year, but mine, they opened the year at 175.61. They're right now at 176.
I'm not letting this go.
Okay. Well, I mean,
Hold on.
Fight to be wrong all you want.
They opened the year at 169.47.
I've got 175. So
That's
those
close.
are
The close was 175.
listen, I'm just okay. We can fight about maybe I'm even better than I thought.
Okay.
Anyway, I
Loser-
switched to CNBC to quell Pete's.
Isn't quell what you use when you get lice?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Damon, I don't know this.
No. No, they just jump off.
I was on a one-on-one with one of our colleagues, just a Zoom call the other day, working through an issue, and I was working from home, sick, as you can tell in my voice. I was wearing a stocking cap because when old men get sick, you cover the moneymaker, which is your brain. And my colleague, our friend, arguably my boss, says to me, "Must be nice to be bald and never mess up your hair when you take off a hat." And I said, "How is one to take that? What am I to do with that?"
I think it's a compliment.
Kristen, I will have you know that I am on CNBC looking at Vertiv, ticker VRT. I've clicked on year to date, 1.84%.
There's just no way. I'm literally looking at returns, 8.48%.
I'm looking at the live feed. Clicked on year to date.
I want to fight somebody.
Okay.
Anyway, Dame, loser of the year. I get to pick first, right? Because you're choosing S&P.
Yep.
Yes.
Loser of the year. Now, this pains me because I love this product. I think it's one of the most beautiful cars that exists on the road.
Oh.
And it hurts. I love to pick car companies. I'm choosing Rivian.
I nearly chose Rivian.
They were on my
Beautiful,
list.
beautiful electric trucks. I love them. I want one. But I don't think they're long for this world.
I would push back a little bit because they've got some great deals out there in place with like Volkswagen, and they make Amazon's delivery trucks, and they've got a business model outside of consumer stuff. That's why I didn't pick them. But anyway, is it RI? It's not RIV. That's not their ticker. RIVN.
No one knows. RIVN.
Look at that. I came up with it. Rivian. We will click on year to date so Pete can disagree with me. I show them as down 2% for the year.
I see them down as 15%.
Pete,
What is going on? How? Okay, I see them opening on January 2nd. They opened at 19,780.
Yep.
They're trading at 1672. That's 15%.
Yeah.
I'm right.
That's closer. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here, but my screen is telling me something else.
This
Anyway.
is for information purposes only. This is not the Swiss financial planning device. Consult a financial advisor.
Are you getting your data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics?
Potentially.
Okay, what's your pick, Dame?
I am choosing Peloton. I'm choosing Peloton this year because
Almost chose them.
look at that. I think they were a great hit for that moment in time, but man, they have some big issues with really expensive hardware and a subscription that people just don't really want to pay for. So Peloton's going to continue to struggle.
And I will give you their year to date right now.
Yeah, go ahead. You do that because clearly I'm smoking something over here.
Oh, wow. It's aggressive. They're up 5%. You're doing great, pal.
Yeah.
They're up 5% year to date.
I think your subscription logic is flawed because I don't know about here of really recently, but for a long time, they like retained, it was something dumb, like 90% of subscribers.
Kristen, what's your pick?
CarMax.
I almost chose them as well.
Yeah. Tight profit margins. I just don't think that the world is ready to just like buy a car online and not negotiate and trust that whole process. I just don't see it panning out very well. I was looking at profit margins, which are really tight. And then the actual experts, not us, lots of analysts have moved growth estimates to be more bearish. So I I don't feel very good about them for 26.
Okay, so I've got some really awkward news for you.
Oh no.
They're up 25% year to date.
Why?
They opened at 38.77. They're currently
They
trading
laid
at
off. It's because they had a huge layoff. It's temporary. Their problems still exist.
okay, guys.
We're on our way back down.
She's on pace to annihilate my loser pick from last year.
All right, quickly, S&P picks, Dame.
I've been somewhat of a Debbie Downer in this category for, well, ever since time began. I'm changing. I'm turning over a new leaf. I'm changing. This might be the reason that everybody gets out of the market. 15% this year.
That's like 4 times your usual recommendation.
That is true. Kristen, you want to go now?
500.
1.5 for Dame.
I'm actually going to pull a Dame and go a little low for me, I believe. I'm going 7.
Ladies and gentlemen, the S&P 500 is going to go up 22%.
Isn't that what you say every year?
Yes, it's always
He always backs himself down to like 11.
all right. Okay, I'm gonna no, I'll go 22. It is.
Man, look at that spread. 7, 15, 22.
Yeah, you just add 7 and 15 together, and you get my number of 22.
Okay.
And the radio show starts now. 3, 2, 1. Back on the Pete the Planner show, talking about, hey, you run into a situation, you're going to have to borrow some money. There are good ways to do it. There are some bad ways to do it. We're working through those different ways. We are on to 401k loan. I happen to believe it is the final boss of, in the worst situation you're in, and it's your last thing, yeah, you could do it, but don't reach for it early. And people way overuse this method. That is my opinion. I'm going to Kristen Elanius, who knows more things than I do. Kristen, how do you view it?
Very similar vein. I think it's overused. There's certainly a use case. To be clear, there's pretty much a use case for any of the debt because, as we pointed out in the last segment, the premise of this entire show is like someone doesn't have the money and they need the money. Like that in itself is a problem. So we're choosing kind of like the lesser of the evils here. And I would say, yes, people reach for a 401k loan too often. My biggest concern with a 401k loan is, I think Dame mentioned this maybe in the last show when I wasn't here, is that once someone has a 401k loan, we see them return to that pool of funds and you're losing that time. You're borrowing from future you. So not only do we have a problem today, but you're creating a problem for you in retirement, which is what concerns me the most.
I am admittedly somewhat jaded with this one. I worked around lots and lots of good old blue collar folks for a number of years. And I would regularly hear them say, talk about their 401k loans for reasons such as, well, my truck needed work. Okay, well, you might think you got to get to work. No, that's not what they're talking about. They're talking about new turbos for their diesel because they wanted to go faster. It's not work related. They're dipping it into as a savings account. So when we're thinking about 401k loans, there are some pros if you're going to use it for the right reason. I mean, you can get your hands on it pretty quick. There's no credit check. The interest that you pay does go back to you, which is often way overused as a reason to take a 401k loan. There are some reasonable, silver linings around some of these things. But like I said last week, and we kind of hinted at the top of the show today, and as Kristen was alluding to as well, you rarely stop at one. They are the Pringles of that. You can't have just one. You find yourself going back to that well time and time again in a lot of cases. So you have to be very, very careful with 401k.
On to credit cards. I got to be honest here. As long as we're not dealing with a behavior issue, if we're dealing with like oh my gosh, our pet ferret needs implants. I don't know the scenario, but let's say that's the case. Wow, I regret that.
It's too late for you to put a ferret with implants on the cover of the podcast.
I regret that moment. I don't mind credit card, but I want you to know what your interest rate is. Like, is it 29.99? And if you're taking a cash advance, is it higher than that? You gotta know, but it's not my least favorite one on the list. And if behavior is involved, that's a problem. Dane.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's got, well, not everybody, but the vast majority of people in this country have credit cards. They are using them regularly. It is very easy to spend over. And as I discussed with somebody on the phone this week, it is really easy to say, you know what, I've already known that I've spent more than I should on a credit card this month. I'm going to just spend a little bit more because what's the difference anyway? And so that's where you start creeping into behavioral problems. And when you figure, well, I got myself out of that situation relatively easy, then your lack of guardrails or your whatever established guardrails you have start to come down on that. And it becomes just the way you fund your life. And so if you start using it for bigger reasons, maybe legitimate emergencies, you quickly find yourself into a situation where you're paying. I've got a story about this actually. Somewhere between 20 and 30% in your interest rate on cards, and it gets out of control pretty quick.
All right, Kristen.
This one is probably, if not the top. I don't know if I hate this one more than 401ks or not 401k loans, because I think the behavior side of this is once you have a minimum monthly payment on a credit card, that kind of just becomes your financial identity. Is like, well, I've got to pay X amount of dollars per month to Discover, or whoever the company is. And I fear that because that just becomes a monthly payment, that there isn't that emotional attachment to the funds that you spent. You had that reprieve, you had that relief, your emergency got taken care of, and now I'm just going to pay for it over time. I don't think people are in tune enough with their monthly budget to understand exactly how much this is costing them over time. So for someone to enter their debt journey with a credit card, this one's at the top of the list of the no's for me, you guys.
Oh, wow. Final one. And I can't imagine there's any nuance between the three of our answers here. Dame?
Do we want to try and harmonize the answer to this? It's just no. Don't do it. There's a reason there is legislation. It feels like pending legislation all the time on this particular topic. Payday loans, nobody disputes that they're predatory, except for maybe the person that owns that shop. And even then, there might be some out there that are honest enough to say, yeah, but people need the money and I'm an easy way to get it. It is a huge problem because what we find with this, we talked about 401k loans, they are cyclical. It is hard to get out of a payday loan situation once you find yourself in it. So you got to be very, very careful. And so careful, in fact, you just don't do it. You avoid it with every fiber in your being.
Okay, well, let's add a little seasoning to this. Kristen, would you recommend someone use a payday loan or the local loan shark?
Oh, come on. Same thing.
Here's the thing.
It's a serious question.
I actually didn't have that hot of a or that firm of an opinion. Hear me out. We're running out of time. This is so dangerous. When I think from the behavior lens, if someone is going to change their financial life and become more financially stable, I think they have a better chance of doing that when they feel the pain of something like a payday loan versus something like a 401k loan. Again, I'm not advising that people take a payday loan. Absolutely not. They're predatory. You should not do it. Do I think that your chance of changing your course of your financial life is better if you seek the payday loan route? I do.
Breaking news, just got an email from our board of directors here at Your Money Lane. We have lost funding from our investors. We've lost funding.
You heard me say, I don't think you should do it. I just think that when we look through the lens of behavior, that is the option that you are most likely to actually feel the pain that could be the catalyst for change. That's all I'm saying.
Dame, I think the big takeaway of today's episode is that we asked ChatGPT to rank the choices that we went to today. And the order we went was the order that ChatGPT says was the best thing to do versus the worst thing to do. Literally the only thing we agree on in terms of order is that a payday loan is the worst thing to do.
Is Kristen, is that the worst thing to do?
Well, no, Kristen loves them. She's got 4 right now. I'm just putting in our payroll. She's got 4 right now.
Yeah,
Three shops in construction right now.
indeed.
So, distilled, listener Andy wants to know, of all of these, what is the best option? Now that it's fully distilled, Dame, best option.
Personal loan.
Kristen?
Personal or family loan.
Oh.
Breaking news. We have lost funding. I go credit card, oddly enough.
No.
If there's no behavior issue, it's a credit card. If there's a behavior issue, plasma. All right. Holy Moses. Kristen, you told us before the show you were going to get spicy on here. I didn't. I haven't been calibrated to your spice recently. So, all right. Coming up after the break, biggest waste of money of the week and the news right here on the Pete the Planner Show. I'm Pete the Planner. I'm ending every segment way too early. So that's good.
Did notice that. I thought maybe I started my time late.
You know what they say, Dame?
More Mellencamp for the people.
You guys, we kind of missed the real takeaway, which is that if you're going to use AI to help you make personal finance decisions, make sure that you train it to understand who you are as a person, right? Like, because that list is so different depending on the circumstances, which brought someone to the original prompt, which would be like, I need money. How do I get it?
Sure. Save your good take for off the air.
You could have squeezed that in the time Pete cut from the last segment.
Yeah, that wasn't my fault.
You could have done it in this 6.2329 seconds we still had left. You could have said that.
My bad.
Oh boy. Guys, I can't wait to tell you things off the air. I just got two fun little nuggets for you.
Are you going to tell us about the +1 or who's bringing?
Oh yeah, that's one of them.
Okay, good.
Because there's a lot of funny little things there that, I mean, it's lovely. Like it's lovely. It's just, again, I'm an old man, young people, I made the same observations to him minutes before the show. So anyway, let's finish and then let's go. 3, 2, 1. This week's biggest waste of money of the week right here on the Pete the Planner Show is the first hotel on the moon. Most space tourism firms are just getting started taking passengers to low Earth orbit. Galactic Resource Utilization, also known as GRU, Space plans to skip that altogether by building a hotel on the moon. A multi-mission process is planned, starting with a test run that will involve early construction experiments using locally sourced materials.
Time out. Granted.
To us? Or
There's granite on the moon? Wait, where, local to what? Uranus?
Let's hope not.
Anywho, where am I at? The second mission, we'll see an inflatable system deployed in a lunar pit, chosen for its natural shielding and further construction tests conducted. The third mission, we'll see the hotel, an inflatable structure designed to host up to 4 guests for multi-day stays, installed on the lunar surface, where guests can enjoy activities like moonwalks, driving, and golfing.
There we go.
Future missions, I don't like us, guys. I've just come to this conclusion. Our species is stupid.
Correct.
This is so stupid. Future missions will involve full-scale construction using ISRU systems and robotic equipment with modular inflatable habitats enclosed by structures made from lunar material, increasing both capacity and the life of the hotel. Oh, good. Construction is slated to begin in 2029 with the hopes of having the hotel operational by 2032. GRU Space is currently accepting applications for early reservations. So you can hold a spot, but how much will it cost to stay on the moon for a few days? Kristen, your choice.
This is one of those, like, it makes you really, really dislike really wealthy people.
Makes you dislike everything. Any human.
Also, is the name supposed to be like a play on we're gonna steal the moon, or is that just a coincidence?
I think that's an unfortunate coincidence.
I wouldn't even know where to begin. This has got to be, I mean, it's got to cost you 7 figures to go to the moon.
Okay, what's your guess?
$1 million.
Okay, Dame.
First, could you even get sleep going? I mean, like, I would be terrified that the structure would, implode, or there'd be some, cut rate contractor did work on this inflatable bounce house, and I'm just gonna be spinning off into the cosmos. I don't think I can get any sleep here, and I cannot answer because I already saw this, so I'm out on this one.
It's $10 million, which begs the question: if you're facing away from someone and you depants yourself and stick your hiney towards them, is that called earthing someone when you're on the moon?
Oh my!
Awesome.
Dame, what's in the news this week?
Well, as I alluded to in, I think it was the last segment, President Donald Trump floated a big idea with big consequences: a 1-year 10% cap on credit card interest rates starting January 20th. I know. Let's go. Trump said Americans are being, quote, ripped off, pointing to credit card rates in the 20 to 30% range. According to Bankrate, the average credit card rate's just under 20%. Banks pushed back quickly, warning that if rates are capped, they may cut credit limits, reduce rewards, or stop issuing cards to riskier borrowers, which could push some consumers toward payday loans. Research from Vanderbilt University found a 10% cap could save Americans $100 billion a year in interest, but would likely reduce lending to people with credit scores below 600. And there's the real world test case. Arkansas caps card rates at 17%. I did not know that. A Federal Reserve study found higher risk borrowers there had a harder time accessing credit. If we zoom out, the idea has bipartisan interest, but it's still unclear how or if it moves forward. What do we think? Good idea? Bad idea?
Like many things, in theory, it's an incredible idea because, yes, people are paying more than they can long-term afford in interest on unsecured debts specifically. However, we all know that it's not the CEO of Visa who's taking a pay cut when the interest rates are reduced, which is why other consumers then aren't able to borrow. I mean, good idea in theory, but you can't execute this properly.
I mean, we just talked about feeling the pain of one's decisions. And if we lower this interest rate to 10%, don't you think there's a likelihood that credit card usage will go up?
No.
Yeah, we are in. I don't know when we entered it exactly, but we are in the jukebox in the cafeteria version of policy. If you elect me student council president, we will get off every Thursday for the remainder of the year. Like we are there.
Yeah.
This is nonsensical. It's not policy. It's just dumb. Last week, Kristen, you missed it. I said my favorite bit of Trump policy that has ever existed was the announcement that somehow, some way, large organizations cannot purchase residential properties anymore.
Right.
Fascinating, interesting, compelling. This is the opposite. This is just nonsensical.
Breaking news. Pete the Planner says a suggestion that would save the American public $100 billion is dumb.
Yeah. Okay. You know what we should do?
Clip that for socials.
We should eliminate mortgage payments. Yeah. I mean, we're going to save people money. Here's the other thing. Cabbage is free. Now, from now on, as Chancellor of the world, Vice Chancellor, no more cabbage payment. Like, you just can't just be like, guess what, everyone? Toasters are a nickel now. Like, you can't just do that. It doesn't even make any sense. Buy one peach, get 38 free. It's an executive order. Peaches.
Millions of peaches.
Peaches for me. It's It literally, you can't just be like, okay, here's what we're gonna do. I'm sorry. Big Macs, 16 cents. Print it.
Do you see there's a lawsuit against McDonald's for the McRib sandwich? And that
I can't see that. It's a misplaced lawsuit. It is an iconic American food. I've not had one in a long time, but I used to enjoy them, especially when they'd come back.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Anyway,
what else is on the news? Sorry.
a milestone that quietly says a lot about the housing market. According to new analysis from the Washington Post using data from the National Mortgage Database, more Americans now have mortgage rates above 6% than below 3% for the first time since 2021. Shift has been years in the making. Federal Reserve data shows mortgage rates have stayed above 6% for more than 3 years now, turning those ultra low pandemic rates into something closer to legend. And for many homeowners who locked in that great rate during COVID, life eventually forced a move, job changes, marriage, divorce, kids, retirement, or sudden desire to live near an in and out, which is a great reason, all meant giving up once in a lifetime mortgage rates. That said, plenty of people are still sitting tight. More than half of all mortgages are still below 4%. But according to Redfin chief economist Daryl Fairweather, many homeowners with rates under 5 are thinking twice about selling. She told the Post that this lock-in effect could stay a major force in the housing market for another 4 or 5 years.
We did buy $200 billion worth of bonds, right? Or 200, something that is meant to lower interest rates. And we did lower interest rates with that announcement last week, President Trump's announcement. That is at least a reasonable idea. There are consequences to it, but at least it's not just nuts, right? Like, I'm really interested to see how the housing market shakes out, especially if the Fed is no longer independent. Like, that'll be really interesting because it could lead to inflation and all sorts of strange things will happen. I don't know. I guess we'll see.
We will.
Well, this was a delightful show. Kristen, thank you so much for your hot takes today. They were wonderful. Kristen, a big payday loan expert. Dame, thank you for your time and contributions, and everyone else. Send you good vibes because good vibes are all that's in the budget. I'm Pete the Planner, and this has been the Pete the Planner Show. Oh, gosh, it's a marathon show.
You made up for it on that last one. That was like right on the money.
I know the other one. So, I mean, I listened to a John Mellencamp interview, Dame, to your point, this week.
Joe Rogan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My name is not Joe Rogan.
No, but you listened. That means that you listened to the Joe Rogan Experience.
It's in his regular rotation. At least it was
back in my regular rotation. And here's why. On the crazy like pyramid stuff and alien stuff, it's just sort of like a shock listen.
Yeah.
On the political stuff, it's stuff that I sort of I see things differently. And so it's a good way for me to check myself, right? One way or the other. So I like that. And then like on the celebrity guests or pop culture guests, it's hit or miss for me. Like I really like, there's like a Johnny Knoxville one yesterday. I thought it was pretty interesting because he's just like a weird guy. The Mellencamp one, I had to bail after like 20 minutes because it was just so slow. Icon though, that John Mellencamp.
Yeah.
All right, kids, we did it.
Yay.
Stay tuned, everyone, visually on the screen for some stories after the show. Everyone else, stay getting money.